My name is Megan Ross, and I'm 28 years old. For the past 3 years, every single Friday has started the exact same way. At 8 a.m. sharp, I open my banking app and transfer $600 to my parents. It's not a gift. It's what they call medical support for my father's heart condition. At least, that's the lie I've been force-fed every week. I sit in my freezing apartment, wrapped in a blanket because I can't afford to turn the heat up, eating 2-day-old stale toast. My finger hovers over the send button, heart pounding with that familiar sick dread. If I'm late, even by a minute, my father might have an episode. That's what my mother always says. So I press send. Payment complete. Another week of my life traded for their comfort. Drop a comment and tell me where you're watching from and what time it is right there right now. I'd love to know who's in this community with me. And be honest, have you ever starved yourself to feed a family that wouldn't even look at you? 15 minutes later, my phone buzzes. It's not a thank you from my parents. They never say thank you. It's an Instagram notification. My brother Julian is live. I click, confused. There's Julian in the middle of a luxury car dealership, popping a bottle of champagne like he's in a movie. And right next to him, my parents. My father, the man with the fragile heart, is laughing louder than anyone, slapping Julian on the back. My mother is glowing, looking healthier and happier than I've seen her in years. Over the music, my father shouts, "To my boy." We emptied the savings, even the medical fund this month, but it was worth it. You deserve this ride, son. The world stops. The cold in my apartment sinks straight into my bones. The medical fund. My money. The $600 I just sent, terrified it was life or death, was the down payment on a sports car for my unemployed brother. I stare at the screen as champagne spills onto the polished floor. Their laughter hits me like a fist. This wasn't just theft. This was contempt. Absolute, ice-cold contempt. For years I convinced myself this was normal. Being the responsible one meant carrying everyone. Their endless demands? That's just how family works, right? It's a trap, the trap of normalization. You start believing love is transactional. That if you sacrifice enough, bleed enough, one day they'll finally love you back. You call cruelty duty until you can't even recognize the abuse anymore. But watching Julian pose on the hood of that car, something in me snapped. Not loud, not dramatic, quiet, like a contract being ripped in half. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I didn't call to ask why. The time for questions was over. This was a business transaction, and they had just broken the terms. I closed the live stream, opened my banking app, and canceled the recurring transfer for next Friday. Then I went to the insurance portal and downgraded their premium health plan to the legal minimum. Finally, I opened the family group chat and typed one message. "Congratulations on the new car, Julian. Hope it runs smoother than Dad's pacemaker." Then I turned my phone off. For the first time in 3 years, I didn't feel fear. I felt clarity. The guilt that had owned me evaporated, replaced by cold, hard resolve. They thought I was their safety net, their personal ATM. They were about to learn what happens when the machine runs out of cash. I needed to know exactly how much they'd taken. I pulled out the battered notebook I called my notebook of shame, a handwritten record of every dollar I'd given them over 3 years. $500 for roof repairs, no receipt. $200 for Julian's art supplies. $300 for Dad's specialist. $800 the week of my college graduation, the day they didn't show up because they were supposedly taking care of sick Julian, while actually spending my money somewhere else. I tallied it all. $85,000. $85,000 stolen from my future to fund their lies. That number burned away the last of my hesitation. The Bank of Megan was closed for business. The next morning my phone exploded. No apologies. No explanations. Just a smear campaign. My mother posted a long Facebook essay tagging every relative. My own daughter has abandoned her sick father. She's jealous of her brother's success. Please pray for us. Julian commented, "Karma's real. She'll get hers." Then texted me privately, "You made Mom cry. Fix this, or I'm coming to your office and telling your boss what kind of person you really are." The old Megan would have panicked and sent double the money just to make it stop. But the old Megan was dead. I didn't reply. Instead, I put on my best suit and walked into the office of Mr. Vance, a lawyer who owed me a favor. I laid everything on his desk: the notebook, bank records, texts, and a $20,000 OU from Julian I was never supposed to keep. I want it all back, I said. Every cent they took. And a cease and desist for the harassment. He looked at me and said, "This is going to get ugly." Are you sure? I've never been more sure of anything. 2 days later, he called me back in. He turned his screen toward me, a credit report. 3 maxed out credit cards. Nearly $40,000 in debt. Cards open in my name. Billing address, my parents' house. Signature, a shaky forgery of mine. They hadn't just manipulated me. They'd stolen my identity. "This isn't civil anymore," he said quietly. "This is felony fraud. If we report it, they go to prison." Prison. The word tasted like ash, but I was steady. "Report it," I said. "File everything." That night I knew exactly where they'd be: Julian's car launch party at my parents' house, packed with all the people they'd lied to about me. I pulled up as the sun was setting. Music thumping, laughter spilling out. I walked through the gate carrying a thick manila envelope. The music died. Every head turned. My mother rushed at me, hissing, "Get out. You've embarrassed us enough." "No," I said, loud enough for everyone to hear. "I'm just here to deliver a gift." I tossed the envelope onto the table. It landed with a heavy thud. Inside is a police report for identity theft and credit card fraud in my name. 3 cards. $40,000. Forged signatures. You have 24 hours. Sell the car. Pay every cent. If you do, I might drop the charges. If you don't, the police will be here tomorrow morning to arrest all 3 of you. Gasps. My mother went gray. Julian looked like he was going to be sick. My father clutched his chest for real this time. "Megan, we're family," he started. "Family doesn't steal." I cut him off. "You have 24 hours. I turned and walked out. I never looked back. They sold the car. They had no choice. Julian now works double shifts in a warehouse. My parents became ghosts in their own social circle. Lies only protect you until the truth walks in the door. I didn't celebrate their collapse. I just moved forward. With the money I used to send them, I opened my own design studio. Small, filled with light mind. I bought a real coffee maker. I eat fresh food. I live. It's Friday, 8 a.m. The old alarm still says, "Transfer money." I look at it for a second, then smile, swipe, and delete it forever. I take a sip of hot, strong coffee that finally tastes like peace. To every person listening who feels like an outsider in their own family, this is for you. You are not a resource. You are not an ATM. You are not a backup plan. You are a human being worthy of love that doesn't come with a price tag. Cutting them off isn't selfish. It's survival. It's the bravest thing you'll ever do. Stop waiting for people who will never change. Stop waiting for an apology you'll never get. Save yourself. If you're ready to choose you, share this video. And tell me in the comments, what's your final line in the sand?